Okay, this is kind of a cool um, element of CSS, and it's something you've already talked about. We've already talked about how with specific links, you can specify what you want them to do when you hover over them, what you want them to do when you click on them. Remember, we have that list of things, the a hover, a visited, a active, right? Well, these things right here to the right of the A, if we get rid of that A, those are called pseudo classes or pseudo elements. And these are, I'm not sure exactly why they're called that, but this is why, these are places where you can specify that according to certain actions, certain things will happen to the elements. And we've used them exclusively so far for links, but you can use them with other elements as well. And this is really our first experience with getting the website to interact with the user in terms of styles. And we're going to use that a lot more when we get into JavaScript, because then you can just really, you have complete control over what's going on with the website. You have complete control over how the website responds to different user actions. It's really, really neat. So let's do a few of these right now, and I'm actually breaking this lesson up into two parts. So I'm going to do three pseudo classes on this lesson, and then we'll do a few more on the next one. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use the pseudo class to change the text color of a list item when we hover over it. All right, so that's pretty straightforward. We're going to use the same format that we do for links, but we're going to do it for a list item. So you see here, I have favorite sports, and I have three list items here. So what we want to do is we want to say that when we hover over that, I want to change its background color. We'll change the background color to blue. All right, so all we're going to do here is we're going to say li, right? But rather than break it down and start making the declarations, we're going to say that in a specific instance. So li, when we hover over it, all right? So that's the pseudo class nature of it. So when we hover over it, we want that to change background color to blue. All right, save work, show web page. Great, pretty cool, right? All right. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to use it to change the background color of a cell in a table. All right. So what we want to do is say for a specific cell in a table, and I can do this for a row if I wanted to, hover, I want this to be background color green. And this is going to be a situation where if we take a look at our table here, when I hover over any of the cells, any of the TDs, right, the table data cells, then it will change its color, the color of that cell. So let's click Save Work, Show Web Page. Now you notice it doesn't do it when I go over first name and phone number, because those are THs, right? Those are table headers, but these are table data. All right, so that's the second item. The third item that I want you to do is I want you to use a different pseudo class. We want to use the focus pseudo class. And this is something which only really works for fields in a form. But this is when you click on the field in a form, what happens. So if I click here, right, it puts the cursor there. But have you ever seen in a website where you click it and the field, the box where you're going to enter the information changes a bit? That's what we want to do. So we're going to say input, right? We're going to go down here to our input type text. So this is going to be input, and we're going to say focus, or rather focus. We're going to give that a background color of yellow. So now when I click on that, pretty cool, right? Now, actually, I want to just see here, because this is an input tag as well, but I can't really focus on it. No, it does. Okay, so when I click on that, it changes as well, because on a submit button, when I click on it, that's when it gets the focus. So this lets you, whatever you click on, changes the focus of the form, and then because of the style tag that we put in, it now makes that background color yellow. So go through your assignment and do those 3 elements, and then we'll move on to the next one to see a few more items of the pseudo class and pseudo elements.